Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Paphos is 6 kilometres to the left. Peyia is 8 kilometres to the right. We've joined the main coast road between Paphos and downtown Peyia. That was a Kasonga crossroads. As predicted, the lights were on red. Hello and welcome back, and thanks for coming back. This is Mr. Paul's Breakfast Club. Sit back and relax. Get yourself a frappe or two. And if your name's so Sweet Caroline, get your bottom on a memory foam pillow. Just before you do, don't forget to pour a tot or two for the superstar known as Lord Nigel Big Guns as he adjusts his heels and gets ready for his chuchki dancing down the downtown Paphos promenade sometime in November, if the Gumbaru number 1, that's the Mayor for Donners, hasn't decided to dig it up, because he does like to do big diggering in downtown Paphos at the moment. Now, you may have noticed the road surface, if you look very carefully, is ever so slightly damp from that little bit earlier on when there was a shower. Yes, believe it or not. If you're staying in downtown Clorica or downtown Coral Bay, you've probably got a little bit damp this morning. But now the sun is actually shining, although the sky is that little bit cloudy, and that's because we're having a bit of a dust storm, and it's coming over from the Middle East. And well, what can you say? The temperature is not bad. If your name is Miss Dawn, you got a husband called Mr. Sean, a little cat called Miss Daisy, and a dog called Bobo, who's very clever indeed, by the way. The temperature is 28 degrees, so that's not too bad, is it? And you still can get that suntan, because of course the UV rays are even beaming through the clouds. Now, why is Mr. Bobo that clever dog? Well, now and again he pops into the back pocket of Mr. Sean, borrows his credit card, clicks through to our about page, hunts us down on the Buy Me a Coffee platform, and buys us a coffee or two. And now and again he gets very clever indeed, pops into Mr. Sean's Land Rover Defender and legs it down the road and robs the credit card of Mr. Christopher. And Mr. Paul, his partner in crime, turns a blind eye as Mr. Bobo zaps his credit card as well. What a superstar among superstars. And thanks very much to everybody that chooses to keep the channel afloat. It is very much appreciated. You can also help us out on the super thanks button. That's after the like, the dislike. As you scroll across, you're going to find it. You can make a contribution from €1 to €1,000,000, entirely up to you. Thanks very much. Anyway, where are we? We're in downtown Coral Bay almost. Look at that. But James Henry's getting very excited indeed. But we're not going to go down the Coral Bay Strip. No, we're going to keep going, because we're going to hunt down a chappie that's got a couple of bob with my name on it. So here we are, downtown Peyia. If you take a right, you'd go into Lower Peyia and up towards Peyia Village, and uptown Peyia, as we say, where the gods live. If you take a left right now, as the sign says, it says Coral Bay, and that's the Coral Bay Strip. There we are. We're going to keep going straight over that roundabout and continue our trek through Lower Peyia. Technically on the right hand side it is Peyia, and technically on the left hand side it is Coral Bay. And there's a bit of wind picking up, have you noticed? Yes, it is. There's a bit of a storm coming in again by the looks of it. I'm not trying to upset you. Anyway, the flags of Paphos Supermarket are flapping and blowing in the wind. And Paphos Supermarket, by the way, is not only the biggest supermarket in downtown Paphos Cyprus, it's also the best. It sells pretty much everything that you can think of. If you want caviar, you go in there. If you want Hellman's mayonnaise, you go in there. If you want Coca-Cola, you go in there. And unfortunately, even sells that other thing anyway. And anything else that you can think of. You've got a property seller, you've got a coffee shop, you've got a lingerie seller. There's a lot of things going on in downtown Peyia. Pretty much everything you want is in Peyia, from a dentist to a doctor's surgery, to car sales, to car mechanics. But of course, one thing that is missing is the sun today, unfortunately. But don't worry, it'll be coming back, we promise you that. If you've got your holidays booked for the next week or so, they're predicting the weather's going to pick up and the sun is going to come out to play. And guess what? When that sun comes out to play, it'll be staying all through June, all through July, all through August, and well into September. And rumour has it, it might even hang around through October and November. Anyway, Here's a chappie in a big hurry. There you go. He's in a 50, entering a 30, but he's decided that we're going that little bit too slow for him. And where's he got to? Not very far. But anyway, let's have a look at the price of benzene over here. What's it say on that sign? If you're in a diesel car, which is cheaper in Peyia, 137.9. My goodness, that's cheap. That's only about what, £1.29 or so in English, isn't it? In the UK, in dollars, gets a bit confusing because their gallon and their litres is not the same. But anyway, if it's in litres, it's going to be around about €1.70. Now you never know. Just down the end there, often there's a speed trap. Now wouldn't that be nice if we see that smug little face wiped off that man in that white taxi? Anyway, there we go. Rant over, but as you can see, the bushes and the trees are starting to bluster around. There is no doubt that the wind is picking up and that there is a storm coming in off the Camas. That's for sure. I think we're going to get a bit of rain again. So if you're in downtown Coral Bay, please accept our apologies. Talking about speeding, by the way, if you are in Paphos and you hired a car, rented a car, borrowed a car, or someone's kindly loaned you a car, perhaps, you never know, drive slowly, because there are boys in blue and they are sitting around, and I promise you, they are waiting for you. The speed limit in most of Paphos is 50 kilometres an hour. That's about 30 miles an hour. So I suggest you travel around about 60 kilometres an hour, which is around about 35 miles an hour. And they won't even bat an eyelid at you. They're very generous indeed. You've got to be doing 69 kilometres. So that's almost 40 miles an hour before they start to want to pull you over and have a word with you. And they get very upset because they've got to put their frappes down and their cigarettes down, and they've got to put their feet down as well, because normally they're just lounging around at the side of the road waiting for lunchtime and tea time, and in general they don't work on a Saturday and a Sunday. Not a bad job being a policeman in Paphos, is it? Not a bad job at all. Anyway, that's the rant over. To be honest, I have a lot of respect for them. They are honourable men and women, and to be fair, they let you get away with absolute murder, and I mean literally. There we are. We're in the back end of Peyia. They built some new villas here on the right hand side. If you keep going a bit further, about another mile and a half or so, you can take a right and go up the rear road towards Polis. And this is a brand new roundabout that's been put in, so if you haven't been watching the channel for a while, or you've not been back to Paphos and Peyia for a while, this is a brand new roundabout that allows you to turn into the back end of Peyia village. I can't even say the name of that place, so I'm not even going to try it. It's a restaurant taverna. It closes, it opens, it closes, it opens. And apparently the food in there is quite good. I've never been there. There you go. And if you want to do a bit of recycling in the car park to the rear, you can recycle everything from clothes to tins to bodies to whatever you want to do. There's a bin with a name on it, especially for you. I think from this entrance into Peyia is actually much nicer than the main entrance into Peyia, if you understand me. I think that view now up into the hillside is absolutely spectacular, and the views down from those properties, whether it be an apartment, a bungalow or a villa, in general is spectacular as you look down to the Coral Bay Peninsula and out across that blue Mediterranean Sea. So we're going to continue up a little bit here, and we're going to take a left and go up past what's commonly referred to as the Little White Church. Why is that? Because it is a Little White Church. But don't get confused, because if you go just a little bit further and take a right, there's another Little White Church. So if someone tells you to meet them by the Little White Church, always make sure that you confirm which Little White Church they mean, whether it be that one there or the one on the other side of the Costas metalworking plant. There you go. We can do a bit of a wiggle and a little bit of a waggle. Again, you've got lots of bins for recycling and all those kind of things, and that one does actually say body parts on the end. So if you cut someone up in a wild rage, that's the place to get rid of them. Most of the people living in the villas and places around here, by the way, are foreign nationals. Peyia has a population of around about 8,000 people, and around 4,000 of them officially are foreign nationals. So if you're looking for that special place for you, Peyia could be that special place to reside, whether you come in for a week, a month, or possibly the rest of your life. And this is a nice quiet area around here. But anyway, I'm going to say thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, hit the like, click the subscribe, and perhaps come back for a little bit more of my complete and utter madness, because we have arrived at our final destination, and let's hope that it's not the final destination and resting place for the gentleman that I'm about to visit, because I'm going to get the mallet out, because he owes us a couple of bob or two. Where are we? He's not in, because his car is not there. Oh dear. Never mind. We'll go and park outside and wait for him. We'll stalk the living daylights out of him. Thanks for watching, and of course we will see you again very, very soon indeed.